Finally! Yes! 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 It is time! They brought my brother into the game! Finally, Garlic Jr.! Oh, man! Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and Dokkan Awaken. We're gonna Rainbow our boy Garlic Jr. Garlic Jr. to me is a hype enough character. I mean, to me, I don't give a damn. I would have done a Rainbow video on Garlic Jr., but I'm not going to do a just normal Rainbow video on him. I'm only going to do a level 10 Lynx video on Garlic Jr., because he's a Big Bad Bosses unit. So, there's no point. Like, for me, like, characters that have Big Bad Bosses, like, you're, like, not even seeing what they really can do unless Big Bad Bosses is level 10. So, at that point, I might as well just only do a level 10 Lynx video for Garlic Jr. So, got Garlic Jr. Rainbowed. Again, I'm going to go ahead and grind his Lynx, so this video is probably not, like, when I'm recording this part right here to the next part of the video, it's probably going to be, like, a full week or something like that. So, we will be back, and we'll test Garlic Jr. out at full level 10 Lynx. Alright, guys, finally! Garlic Jr. took, like, a full week to Link level. I was grinding hard, too, because I was eager to do content on our boy. Finally got him at full level 10 Lynx. He's pretty good. I mean, as you guys can see, 280k defense. And believe it or not, he actually gets defense when he attacks if he's attacking a superclass enemy. So Garlic Jr. is going to attack and then be at like 400k defense, right? So like this is immediately turn 1. Now, we are getting a lot of support. He's getting 60% attack and defensive support. Look, do you guys, like, you've heard me crying, oh, boo-hoo, he's on a movie bosses. Do you see why I cry about that? Garlic Jr. works so good with all these movie boss characters. Here he is with Turles, Big Bad Bosses, Source for Conquest, Fierce Battle. With Cooler, he has those, plus also Metamorphosis. These units all work great together, right? So it is like, Garlic Jr., giving extreme class allies 3-key 40% attack and defense makes him legitimately one of the best banner units in the game. Like, you guys see, Garlic Jr., turn 1, his defense is way higher than we've seen from Trunks and Goten and Gohan. Well, I think Gohan and Goten, after they attack, can get defense like this, right? But, again, Garlic Jr. is sitting on, like, 400k defense right now. With the 3-key and 40% attack and defense he's giving to the entire rotation as well. Oh, by the way, Garlic Jr., you know, has Metamorphosis. So, like, he's healing at the start of turn, and then if he gets hit, he recovers 10% HP at the end of the turn as well. So, again, Garlic Jr. is just, like, a ridiculous animal. They did a fantastic, amazing, mega job with Garlic Jr. I'm glad that, like, they waited forever, they gave him to us, and he's super good. Oh, by the way, doesn't Slug... I mean, Slug right now doesn't really have, like, super relevant units. The Tech EZA Slug is okay for, like, some challenge runs. But yeah, I mean, he has Metamorphosis, Search for Conquest, Big Bad Bosses. So if we got a Slug Dokkan Fest, he would share a lot of these links. Oh, Slug actually has Demonic Ways with Garlic Jr. as well. Yeah, he does. So Slug and Garlic Jr. would have Metamorphosis, Thirst for Conquest, Big Bad Bosses, Demonic Ways, and Fierce Battle. So Slug would be Garlic Jr.'s best friend, actually. Okay. I'm talking about a theoretical Dokkan Fest, like Lord Slug, though. But, like, that's good, right? Like, the potential for that. Alright, so with Baby, he's got Thirst for Conquest, Metamorphosis, Big Bad Bosses, just the same as, like, Cooler and stuff like that. Alright, so let's take a look here. So, 271k, but again, Baby works well. Like, you see how you could just build a team around these couple of main links, right? Big Bad Bosses, Search for Conquest, Metamorphosis, and you're good to go. Like, that's basically the functionality of our entire team right here, and we're looking quite good, needless to say. Alright, so let's go and do the damage. Remember, on top of the damage Garlic Jr. does, and like the 400k defense he's rocking after he attacks, he is also supporting the entire rotation. Don't forget that. 3 million right there. Remember that Cooler against 2 enemies does have a 50% buff to Terrifying Conquerors, which Garlic Jr. is on. Garlic Jr. is on the Terrifying Conqueror category and Transformation Boost. So Cooler right now probably is Garlic Jr.'s best friend. in terms of, like, bringing Garlic Jr.'s full potential out, STR Cooler is his best friend. 6 million for Baby, huh? Okay. That's pretty good. It's not bad right there. That is not bad at all. Alright, Turles is not going to be the craziest on this turn, because we don't really have the key necessary for him, but he'll be able to do enough damage right here. So this is good, right? Garlic Jr. is just another key cog in the, movie bosses team becoming a premium. Well, I mean, he's at least... I really want to say it, but he's not in the movie bosses category, right? But, like, he does work so well with all these movie bosses units. So, like, if you're running, Transformation Boost, Terrifying Conquerors, all these types of teams that have a lot of these characters on, it works well. And then, of course, we have Physical Final Forms Cooler's Easy, who's coming out very soon, and he's, like, the god, right? Alright, so here we have 90% attack and defensive support for our boy Garlic Jr. Again, you probably would want to put Garlic Jr. in the middle slot. That's, like, the ideal way to run him in terms of his defense and stuff like that. So, sure, we will go ahead and do that. We'll run Garlic Jr. in the middle slot right here. Again, what is his defense? 271k. Remember, Turles is only giving attack support, right? Turles does not give defensive support. This should be the highest attacks that we've seen so far from Garlic Jr. Is the one in this turn right here. Now, Garlic Jr. is on a bunch of, like, sort of, like, weird categories, right? He's on, like, Revenge and Dragon Ball Seekers and stuff like that, so maybe we'll try and look at him on some of these teams. 3.65. Remember, Garlic Jr. also does get 50% attack on Super Attack from his Super Attack effect. So, he would do more damage if he double supered. But, I mean, so far, that's a pretty solid showing from Garlic Jr. in this first run. I mean, he's good. You guys see it. Alright, so we're over here on the Revived Warrior team. Lately, I've been enjoying, like, just running straight-up category teams. Like, a lot of these leader skills sort of have a mix, but I feel like for some of these showcases moving forward, I might just rock, like, the like, one category team. Like, so Freeze is, like, Otherworld Warrior or Revived Warrior, just rocking, like, Revived Warrior right here. Now, guess what? You want to know who else Garlic Jr. is going to work well with? Transforming Frieza. Guess what Transforming Frieza is? Another goddamn movie boss, by the way. But Garlic Jr., not only is he a god because of his link set, which is really, really good. Really good link set, right? Demonic Ways, Metamorphosis, Big Bad Bosses, Revival, Thirst for Conquest, Nightmare, and Fierce Battle. We can go ahead and get Revival with Frieza. Revival's not going to give us any extra stats, though, so it's not really relevant to do to the showcase. But Garlic Jr. is actually a unit you would just be putting on every single team, right? Like, that, like, when I'm going crazy about him, I'm not memeing. I mean, his power should be visible through the screen, right? You like, just look at, like, his raw numbers, right? And, like, maybe his attack set numbers are not going to be, as high as some of those mega, like, best units in the game or something like that. But Garlic Jr. is still supporting the entire rotation as well. So, like, see, like, 2.21, that's not really that great. But combined with his defense and his support and his healing, it's totally fine. Ridiculous amount of damage. Then there's Transforming Frieza doing a little bit more right there. Garlic Jr. is just really good overall. So that's Stun, by the way. So Garlic, remember, the defensive number we're seeing, it's actually higher than that because he gets, again, 60% attack and defense, and then a medium chance of stunning the attacked enemy for one turn when attacking super class enemies, right? So that's where, like, Garlic Jr. gets the extra defense, his attack stat will be higher, and then, of course, he gets the stun. On this next run, let's go up against an extreme class enemy. I feel like that would be good to do. Now, I did bring, like, sort of like this team right here. Oh, the key is an issue here. I think I'm actually just going to do this then, because I actually want to finish this Piccolo off right here. So we're just going to do this. I brought a bunch of characters here that would work well with Garlic Jr. Broly is the best villain unit in the game. So a character that gives him 3 key and 40% attack and defense is really big, because Broly gets both attack and defense on super attack. So, like, Garlic Jr. will really help Broly out, right? Like, you absolutely do want to run Garlic Jr. with this Broly on, like, Revived Warrior. You could run them together on Revenge. Revenge and Revived Warrior are the two teams where you could run Garlic Jr. and Broly together. And, I mean, as you guys can see, that's pretty good. That is pretty good right there. Like, we'll take that for sure. I'm just very impressed with what they did with Garlic Jr., man. Like, it's just very easy. He links up okay with Cell. Cell's another character that's on Revenge, by the way. You know, Cell's got Big Bad Bosses and Fierce Battle with him, so, you know, we're just able to make this Garlic Jr. look very good. I mean, this is a rotation right here. I'm glad we ran Revived Warrior, because we were able to get a couple of rotations with him, where Garlic Jr. does not have support, right? Again, I always feel like it's important in these showcases to show turns like that as well, where there's no support. Oh, that's exactly who Gohan was doing it against. Perfect. Canon, baby. Except the filler's not really canon, but I don't know, whatever. Like this, it's canon, except for the fact that this is from a filler arc, which is not really canon. So I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. Oh, the 5 dodge! Yeah, so there we go. All right, let's keep going. That was the Revived Warrior team. We've done Terrifying Conquer, Revived Warrior. I think we'll probably also do Dragon Ball Seekers, and then we'll finish up with Transformation Boost. All right, so now we're over here on the Dragon Ball Seeker team. The thing about Dragon Ball Seekers, right, they need a lot of help, but, like, Garlic Jr. is a perfect way to give help to this team. The only thing now is, like, we have a legitimate villain base to this Dragon Ball Seeker team. Here, let me go ahead and pull this up before we start talking more. Dragon Ball Seekers is this one right here. So, we're actually starting to get a pretty decent villain base for this, right? A lot of the Dragon Ball Heroes villains are going to be on here, which is good, right? Saiyan Saga Vegeta is going to be on here. Eventually, he'll be a powerful Dokkan Fest. Lord Slug, remember, we've already discussed him as well. And then Demon King Piccolo. Like, eventually, villain Dragon Ball Seekers could work well. But currently, the only, like, real leader for the team is the LR Goku, Trunks, and Pan. And, like, they're a fine leader for the team, but, you know, a lot of these teams would work better if you're only running it either villain or hero, right? And this is definitely one of those teams I think that's the case. So, hopefully we get a villain Dragon Ball Seekers lead at some point. Garlic Jr. would have been a fine leader for this team, I think, but, you know, it's okay. Actually, if Garlic Jr. was, like, Dragon Ball Seekers 150% across the board, Dragon Ball Seekers villains would be very fun to run. Okay, so we're not going to link up that well with Vegeta, Big Bad Bosses, and what is that? What link is that? Nightmare. Yeah, Big Bad Bosses and Nightmare. All right, so let's go ahead and see how much damage Garlic Jr. will do. Remember, we do have Scouter Vegeta here as well. Oh, damn, this is we're fighting more heroes. Damn it, I wanted to fight a villain, so we'd see what Garlic Jr. would do not fighting a villain. We'll probably get Garlic Jr.'s attacks out of B-Pan, and then we'll do that. Garlic Jr. has really huge numbers on his passive, by the way. Like, start a turn, Garlic Jr. is getting 160% attack and defense, which is very big. That's why his defense is so good, because his defense is really high. Let me quickly just show this as well. His attack stat is, like, almost free-to-play level, but his defense is crazy high, right? Like, 12,800 attack is very low, right? But 11,700 defense, and I do have a level 5 defensive equip on him, but that's really good, right? Like, his defensive stat is hugely powerful. Okay, this is... I would have preferred to not finish this rotation off. Let's see what happens here. I mean, Dragon Ball Seeker team, like, Giru, Goku, Trunks, and Pan, like, these characters are all crazy on the Dragon Ball Seeker team, right? They made sure that those early Dragon Ball GT era characters are pretty outrageous on the Dragon Ball Seeker team, basically is how it works out. I mean, that's a 55% Goku, Trunks, and Pan right there. That was a lot of damage they did. And then B-Pan, I mean, you guys know my thoughts on B-Pan and including her in showcases nowadays. I just think B-Pan is so crazy that, like, I don't care. I'll run her on every single showcase ever because I would go into difficult content and run her as well. So I just don't view running B-Pan as, like, so, oh my god, he's running B-Pan in a showcase. Yeah, and? She's ridiculous. Okay, so we'll do this. This is a really good rotation for Garlic Jr., by the way. Because Frieza is giving Metamorphosis, Big Bad Bosses, and Thirst for Conquest, right? So we're getting a lot right there. A lot of his links are active. Only Demonic Ways, Revival, and Fierce Battle are not active. So, what's Garlic Jr.'s defense? 271k, not bad. Again, remember, he gets a huge defensive buff 60% when attacking a superclass enemy on super. First Form Frieza, this is what I'm talking about, where Dragon Ball Seekers has a good villain lineup, man. Like, First Form Frieza is really good, and he works really good with Garlic Jr. 2.96 right there. Garlic Jr. works so good with all the top-tier villain units in the game. Like, it's just... I know this is a, 30-minute video of me slurping Garlic Jr. up, but, I mean, you guys, for good reason. Like, he's just that good. Like, I'm not... I don't think I'm overrating this unit at all. He has no weakness. He has good links. He has a great passive. He heals. Like, he actually is perfect. Like, the only like detriment to the card is just that they didn't give him movie bosses. That's it. Like, literally outside of that, Garlic Jr. is actually like perfect. Like, they designed him like as well as they could have, beyond making him just like unbelievably busted or something like that, right? All right, so next turn, we'll see what Garlic Jr. is able to do with B-Pan. Garlic Jr. does not share any links with B-Pan. And, I mean, 50%, like, this rotation would work better if we were able to get, like, Cooler on here or something like that. But, I mean, this will be fine, right? So, all right, let's go ahead and see what our boy Garlic Jr. is able to get with our girl B-Pan around. Obviously, B-Pan's active skill is still as ridiculous as ever. 226k defense. All right, let's do this. After this, let's get a turn or two against a superclass enemy, and then I might finish up on Transformation Boost. I would like to go over there and, see a little bit more Garlic Jr. I've tried to use Garlic Jr. with a lot of different characters throughout this video, too. And you guys are seeing, like, First Form, Prime Battle Frieza, Transforming Frieza, Cooler, Baby, Turles. Like, he works great with all of them. 3.64. Bojack as well, he works great with. Like, Janemba is another character he's going to work great with. So, they did a really good job. Oh, boy. There we go. Double super. Basically, a 4 million attacks right there. Bow! Bitch! Get back! Alright, so here we are, fighting extreme class enemies. We got a pretty good rotation right here, opening up Transformation Boost. Again, he works really well with Janemba, Big Bad Bosses, Metamorphosis, Nightmare, and Fierce Battle. And obviously, we know how well he works with Cooler. This is a very strong rotation for Garlic Jr. right here. He's definitely going to look really good right here. Yep, 271k defense. But keep in mind, on this turn, his defense is not going up when he attacks. That's what his true defensive stat is, 271k, right? Regardless, so I think this is a bad boy. I definitely think, like, if you pull him, you pulled, like, an absolute ace card. Like, I really would only say, in terms of, like, better banner units, I don't know. I think Garlic Jr., the AGL Trunks and Goten, and then the Tech Gohan and Goten, they're sort of on a level to themselves. I don't think there's another banner. Like, Krillin is good, really good, but he's not, like, insanely, ridiculously OP like Trunks and Goten, Gohan and Goten, and Garlic Jr. are. I think, Garlic Jr. is much better than Krillin, for example, right? So I guess we'll do one more turn, then I'll probably finish up. I feel satisfied. I mean, we've shown that Garlic Jr. works good with, like, every single good villain in the game, right? That support, like, a unit that just gives, like, extreme class allies 3 key and 40% attack and defense is, look at Turles. Look how relevant AGL Turles can still be sometimes running on events, right? Like, Garlic Jr., not only is he amazing right now, he's going to age very gracefully with the way he is built. Here, even full power Frieza will work well. What is that? Fierce Battle. And, well, he would have Big Bad Bosses. Here, let me see. So they have Fierce Battle and Big Bad Bosses. Okay. All right, so we'll give Garlic Jr. this attack, and we will finish up. So let me know what you guys think of our boy Garlic Jr., and from here, we will go ahead and move into his breakdown. And he gets to a 2.45 million attack stat. So we can see he's not really jumping up to above 3 million when fighting extreme class enemies, right? Against super class enemies, he's going to do a lot more damage, but here against extreme, damage is not really as high, right? Alright, so this is Demon of Destruction and Revenge, Super Garlic Jr. His leader skill is the Heavenly Events category key 3 and 120% of stats. Not only is Heavenly Events a bad category outright, there's not exactly much villain power on here, right? Like, you have Garlic Jr. and you have a bunch of, like kind of shitty Majin Buu characters. Like Tech Super Boo sucks, Exchange Boo sucks, STR Super Boo pretty much sucks, unless you're, you know, Buhan turn 5, and then Exchange Boo sucks unless you're Super Boo turn 6, right? And then, you know, the 50% physical support Super Boo is solid, but he's for physical types. So it's weird that this Heavenly Events category, like, we would need all of Garlic Jr.'s minions as well on here. But, like, there's just, it was just a horrible idea for that category in the first place. His super attack is the Death Impact, which greatly raises attack for 1 turn and does supreme damage to the enemy. No! Wait a minute, wait. That's a stack. He greatly stacks attack. Okay. So, like, the deeper and deeper and deeper into events that we get, Garlic Jr. is going to be doing ridiculously high damage, right? So, like, if we go into the GT Legendary Goku event, right, by the end of it, Garlic Jr. should be doing pretty good damage. Because, again, greatly stacking, like, that's not too bad. We'll be able to see him put up, you know, some good numbers by the end of the fight. Wow, damn, that makes him even better than I thought. Yeah, because he's not raising attack for 1 turn. I have always, every single time I do a video on this Garlic Jr., like, I always misread that at the start. Because it's very rare for units to greatly stack attack. I mean, outside of Tech Ultimate Gohan and Garlic Jr., off the top of my head, I can't think of another unit that greatly stacks, right? That's a powerful buff. So, like, we've already seen how good Garlic Jr., like, you know, this video so far, running across all these Dokkan events, like, we saw what his attack stat numbers would look like, you know, sort of earlier on in events and stuff like that, what his defensive numbers look like. And then that defensive number will be good, even in long, difficult events, but then Garlic Jr.'s attack can start getting high by the end of it. He is really good, man. His passive skill, Loser's Revenge, gives him 160% attack and defense at the start of turn. He gets an additional 60% attack and defense and a medium chance, a 30% chance of stunning the attacked enemy when attacking a superclass enemy. So again, when attacking a superclass enemy, he's going to get another 60% attack and defense and a 30% chance to stun for 1 turn. Good for Super Battle Road, that stun chance. Then he gives Extreme Class allies 3 key and 40% attack and defense. And then finally, he recovers 10% HP at the end of the turn in which an attack was received, which works very well, by the way, with his Link set. Demonic Ways, Metamorphosis, Big Bad Bosses, Revival, Thirst for Conquest, Nightmare, Fierce Battle. Perfect Link set, but Metamorphosis is start of turn healing, and then he heals at the end of the turn on his passive. Typically, I'm not the biggest fan of that healing at the end of a turn from passive, because it's usually like 5%, but Garlic Jr. is getting 10%. So, I mean, that could be sizable, depending upon the team build you're running. Maybe you're running on, like, Transformation Boost with, like, LR Buhan on there. Like, you can be getting quite a bit of HP regen. That Garlic Jr. is very, very good. 12 key multiplier is 140%, which is certainly fine, right? That's what we expect from banner units. In terms of easy A's, there is an easy A Garlic Jr. is good against, and that is Mass Saiyan. Mass Saiyan is tech, right? So, and it's Revenge. That's good against Mass Saiyan. Let me just quickly confirm, though. Yeah, okay. Mass Saiyan does have 80% damage reduction against extreme class units, but Garlic Jr. still should work fairly well defensively in there, and the healing, so he definitely can help. But he's not going to be doing too much damage to Mass Saiyan is the only thing. And then finally, our boy Garlic Jr. is on a few different category teams. So he's on the Heavenly Events category, which is just a very poopy team. I don't know what they were thinking with this. Like, this is even worse, in my opinion, than shit like Special Pose and stuff like that. They could drop an LR God Topo, you know, an LR Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, and Special Pose could be a legitimate team. Heavenly Events, like, Garlic Jr. does not work on this team, right? Like, he doesn't work that well with these Boo characters. I mean, and these Boo characters suck. Like, I don't, Heavenly Event, it's just a terrible idea. The rest of his teams, though, Revived Warrior, over here, Transformation Boost, then he's over on Dragon Ball Seekers, you know, this is Time Traveler right here, he's over here on Terrifying Conquerors, right, and then finally Revenge. All of these teams, Garlic Jr. is great on. Heavenly Events is just a really pathetic team that just has no business being a category at all, because the future of that team is so limited, right? Like, there's so few characters who do stuff on Kami's Lookout, right? And for, like, they left off Dokkan Fest Kid Goku off of Heavenly Events, right? So, like, you know, if he was on there, at least then, like, maybe some of those end of Dragon Ball characters, like, a new Dokkan Fest Kid Goku could end up on there. But, like, you know, I don't know. That Dokkan Fest Kid Goku really should have been on this category, by the way, Heavenly Events, because, like, like, you know, the category is him with his destroyed, like outfit and stuff like that. Like, it's, you know, the card, Dokkan Fest Kid Goku, is, you know, directly when he defeats Demon King Piccolo. He goes almost directly from beating King Piccolo, you know, I believe he goes to Korin's tower, then he goes to Master Roshi to get the power pole, and then Master Roshi's house to get the power pole, and then he goes to Kami's Lookout. So, like, that is sort of like the same Goku, right? So I do think he should be on Heavenly Events. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Regardless, Garlic Jr. is sick. Link leveling him, putting resources into him, using him in all these teams is really good. I'm probably going to take Garlic Jr. into a lot of content, especially since he greatly stacks attack. We'll definitely do a GT Legendary Goku event video at this guy, but Garlic Jr. is really good. So let me know what you guys think of our boy banner unit Garlic Jr. At the very least, at worst, he's the third best banner unit in the game, with only GT Trunks and Goten and GT Gohan and Goten being any better, right? So that's a huge bar that's been set now. So let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch y'all next time.